Me check. Uh, right. Okay. I'll start. Okay. So, hello everyone. Welcome to my panel on Divinekin and religion and its correlation to the religion. I'm very glad to be here for another year. Last year was great. I loved doing my panel. It was fucking great. Uh, we go by Rotten System or on Tumblr or and right now the fuck I'm so sorry. The one who is fronting is Grian. Sorry, I am very anxious. I am Grian. Uh and I go by he it pronouns and I'm here to talk about divine kin and what connection it has to religion. Please forgive me for my bad reading. I am very dyslexic. Okay, so first of all, Divinekin introduction. What is Divinekin? So everybody's on the same page. Divinekin is an umbrella term for all kinds of beings related to kins about. Okay, one moment. I am. Oh, one moment. I'm so sorry. Give me just a second. Something is happening. Oh no. Okay, I'm very sorry about that. We switched. I am North. I go by she her. Uh, Green was losing it a little. Okay, continuing on. Um, so everyone's on the same topic. Divine kin is an umbrella term for all kinds related to higher beings, like gods, angels, etc., or demons, of course. Personally, we are an angel. Uh, but people can be divine beings of all kinds and sources. For starters, for angels, which are often beings who feel spiritually connected to to angels, so someone who is literally an angel in a human body, someone who is human but shares a body with an angelic being, someone who is an angel on in a past life, or someone whose soul is part of an angel, and of course, there's different variations of all of these. Um, In relation uh, to religion and angels, some angels can be Abrahamic angels. These angels belong to one of monotheistic religions, Christianity, Judaism, or Islam. While it is common for these angels to belong in one of the choirs in the hierarchy, it is not a requirement, of course. Uh, there's pagan angels, which these angels can follow many different religion types, or like polytheistic religion, witchcraft, or belief systems with no specific deity. Uh, and there's also atheist angels. These are angels who don't fit into any specific religion or belief system. Um, and of course, they're not just limited to these. As everyone's skin is different and it changes based on the person experiencing it. Another example are gods or deities. A person who identifies as as a deity may be connected to a god from a recognized religion on Earth, from one from a fictional culture, or one only known to the person themselves. They might identify as the god or consider themselves connected in another way. There's also beings like demons who, again, can follow many different religions they can be connected to many different religions, uh, like Abrahamic, pagan, or non-specific, of course. And they can also be not connected to any religion, which is what we are supposed to talk today, talk about today. Um, First, before that, I would like to uh, define our own kin. For us, being divine kin and more specifically angel kin means in the surface level seeing ourselves as an angel or a messenger from a non-specific god. in every way except physical. Basically, we are an angel, and that's all. That's still up for debate. And there's another thing I'd like to mention from unidentified Godkin. They did not want to be identified. For them, it felt like being connection to the core system that runs the universe and protecting those inside it. They miss being in their more ethereal form, but they feel they can do more good down here in a human body. If I remember correctly, this being did not feel connected to any specific religion. Now, do you need to be religious to identify as divinekin? The quick answer is, of course, no. A lot of people hold the belief that to be divinekin, it is necessary to feel connected to one specific religion. That is, of course, not true. Um, Being divinekin has to do more with the self and your connection to it rather than a connection to any uh, predetermined or any type of religion, basically. Though, of course, you can always be religious if you choose to, and a lot of divinekin do report feeling drawn to one or more or multiple religions, as well as founding their own in some very interesting cases. There were not a lot of sources for this topic that we wanted to talk about. So right now we would like to hold a Q&A to see if if there's anything that we did not mention, which I feel might be a lot. So it is time to. If anybody has any questions or would like to share their own uh, experience with being divine, any type of divine king, it is time. Um, Awkward pause. Or if anybody wants me to go back to any point that I made, that would be also fine. Yes, this question is that panel recorded? I'm pretty sure it is. I do appreciate that you mentioned how fiction can also be a religious experience as a god that is from a fictional source and identifies as Godkin. Yeah, but a lot of places did not mention it, and we felt like it was really important to do so. I'm a non-religious and a nymph, which are sometimes seen as lesser divines. That's really cool, actually. I haven't seen a nymphkin anywhere. How do you feel about intersectionality between your own divine power and things such as tarot? I use the essence of the people I've met on my journey, channel tarot as opposed to following the original very strictly. Could you please uh explain that a little more? Because my brain is very loud and I cannot understand what you're asking. Uh, anyway, I think I prefer here, but I can also check panel questions. One moment. Oh, uh, um, Just if you ever have you ever heard of Divinekin who aren't tied to a specific religion from this world that have worked on reconstructing the religion their kin is tied to? For example, someone who's that kin reconstructing a religion that people in their own world worship them in. If yes, what's like what's that like in your experience? Oh, okay. One moment. I have actually not heard of somebody reconstructing a religion. Um, I am not around other divine beings as much as I'd like to, but I think that would be a really interesting and um, helpful experience uh, for the person who like in relation to dysphoria and things like that. I think that would be um, that would also be a really good thing to hear about as in somebody documenting their experience doing so. I feel like that would be a very interesting thing. Okay, wait. How close to a god does one have to be divine? And if there was someone who called himself a god but had stolen the power, was it in fact not divine at all? Powerful but not divine. Was it the sorry, I'm dyslexic. It's taking me a moment to read. Uh, the I'm so sorry. One moment. There's big words that I do not understand. One moment. Oops, something fell. Okay, let me try that again. How close to a god does one have to be divine? And if it was someone who called himself God but had stolen the power and was in fact not that divine at all? Powerful but not divine. Where's the realization there? I'm wondering if I might count as this. If angels do, I am very powerful in one of my lives, but for a year or less, I was the side of a so-called god. But I was, but I wouldn't say I felt divine. I feel like if there's a lot of being divine and divinekin has a lot of different possibilities. As there's literally endless ways to be divine. Uh, take that as any way you want. I feel like if you felt comfortable with the label as divine kin or deity kin or angel kin or any of that at all, I feel like it would be fair to call yourself that if that's what you felt more drawn to. But uh, I feel like that you could also make your own label if that would be feel better. I feel like that would be helpful. Okay, I have missed a few questions. One moment. uh, I'm one moment. I am very sorry. Mm-hmm. Oh, I think this is the yeah, this is the person with the question earlier. As in, have you ever interacted with magics or any sort of divine through the sense power of your own divinity? I'm from a fictional source and I use my powers from there and outside of it to work with the magic in this realm. If you need more clarification, let me know and take your time. No rush at all. Um, we have not used our own divinity to uh, we have not used magics through our own divinity as we do follow technically we do follow a god and it is the Christian one. So we have not used it through our divinity, but we have called upon our god to help us. But I feel like But that is actually a really interesting question, honestly. Um, I should be really reading all this, but I think I will. Um, I'm. Oh, fuck! I'm so sorry. Um, if somebody wants me to start reading all these out, I can. Um, Oh, okay. If somebody, okay, that's a good idea. If somebody has a question, ask it in panel questions. If somebody wants to share their identity and all that, you can put it here. If I remember from last year, the chat is also recorded. Maybe, maybe not, but but I'm not sure. So these will be in the recording, if I remember correctly, of course. Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, if you don't mind sharing something from your personal experience, what has your interaction with religion been as Divinekin? Does it feel different than it did before you learned you were Divinekin? That's actually a very interesting question because if there, of course, there's the problem with our memory. So I'm gonna take as what I say with a pinch of salt because I do not remember that far back. But if I remember correctly, we do feel different to religion than we did before we found out we were divinekin or angelkin. We felt actually very, very distant to religion before we found out, um, which is quite interesting because now we are very religious, to a sense, of course. We're not a nut job. But uh, that that has changed a lot our interactions with with religion. Um, but yeah. Um, if you're comfortable talking about this, how do you connect to your own alter humanity on a personal level? What makes you more empowered or angelic in your day to day? Um, what helps us a lot is just um what helps us a lot is just viewing ourselves from a different lens. Uh, by that I mean, if we're doing just day-to-day activities, we're just an angel on earth doing day-to-day activities. Just viewing ourselves differently helps a lot. Um, interacting with other human spaces does help a lot too. And talking to like-minded people, like this convention, is very, very good for the heart and the brain. Centuries Festival saves lives. But what else? What else? Um, also, since we are tied to a deity or a god, it does help a lot to call upon them for different things. And since, of course, we are religious based, it also helps to pray. But that is very mainly related to religious based Divinekin. I'm laughing at no nut jobs here. The jaguar notwithstanding. Oh no. Crazy? I was crazy once. Oh, you may have already said this, but I don't think I caught what deity you have connection with. From my understanding, we are not completely sure over this, but we are connected to the Christian God, um, or the God from most monotheistic religions. Um, when people are like, "Oh God, our divine king," like yes, because if I were divining, I don't know, I'd be able to reach this. We've made that joke a few times. There we have a god. I'm sorry, we have a godkin in the system, and they have said replied with yes multiple times, and it's very funny to us and very confusing to other people, all the time. That context, how do you feel about the history and ongoing problems humans have introduced to that? Oh, I'm sorry. Those humans have introduced to those religions, i.e., the bigotry and that. I'm sorry, the words are not wording. Colonizism. I don't know. I don't think that's how you pronounce. But anyways, I think that made sense. Very bad. We feel very bad. That is how people have misconstrued their gods uh teachings and what it means to be uh specifically Christian. We are very saddened by that. uh uh okay, sorry, I lost my train of thought, but one moment, I need to reread the question. I completely zoned out. So that with that context, how do you feel about the history and ongoing problems humans have introduced to those religions, i.e., the bigotry and colonizationism? I think that's it. Uh, um, basically, we try to um, remind ourselves that though that is not the religion, that the teachings people have introduced into it is not what it actually has to do with it. Uh, of course, all the hatred and all the bigotry has been brought in by humans, and that is not God's teaching, of course. And we try our best to try and help people understand that the hatred and bigotry is not um, at all what they should be focused on, and they should be focused on basically helping each other out and trying to save basically God's gift to us, which is the planet, life, and each other. Um, how does the myth mess with your system mates? I hope this is an acceptable term. Sharing or not sharing different religious beliefs alongside along with being divine yourself. That's actually really interesting because we've been trying to figure out how to deal with it recently. Um, there's a few different religions that is followed within the system. Um, and basically we let and with being Divinekin, basically we let everybody who every headmate um how do I explain this? We let every headmate define themselves, and it's on a spectrum from how connected they are to being divine, or and how not. For example, Green, who was speaking earlier, he feels very connected to our kin and their religion, but I do not. Uh, I am just here to fuck around. But basically, we let everybody define themselves if they want to. There's a lot of people who are just want to be as far away from thinking about that as they can. Um, how does your probability interact with being an angel, and our feelings of our feelings of sorry, and our feelings of engagement, playing or church going, if applicable, different now than they were before awakening? Um, I think I explained the plurality question a bit ago, but it actually pray we don't go to church, but praying does feel a lot different now. Before we realized we were an angel, we really shied away from it and um tried to not pray as much as we could, even being atheist for a very long time. Uh, um, but now we are very connected to it, of course. It brings us a lot of comfort to engage with the religion, and it really reassures us in our identity. But they were it is very different from before. Praying feel like you're praying to a boss or something. Christian God, if that does. Sometimes it does feel like praying to your boss. Um, that is. I'm sorry. That's really funny. Um, it does a lot of the times, and I feel like my boss is very tired. Oh shit! God's here. Everyone look busy. That's really funny. That's the best question, honestly. I'll be here tonight being like, can I get a raise, please? The face when you gotta start polishing the pearly gates faster because he said he'd be by for a meeting by 4 at 4. Yeah. The face you make when you gotta help humanity. impulses to do good, being generous, acting with grace, etc., or whatever that means to you. As the devil experience impulses towards heroism or selfishness sorry, or selfishness pretty frequently. Yeah, honestly, a lot of the time when we want to put ourselves first, or really be a little evil, a lot of the time we get the thought that that's not what an angel needs to do, and sometimes that is good, as like when we want to do something bad and that thought comes in, that's like good. But then there's the times where we want to be selfish for good reasons, and being selfless is really um being selfless. Okay, I lost my thought, my thought thing. I think I was saying that being selfless is not the way to go. But not no, it is the way to go. I'm so sorry. There's people screaming in my head right now. Uh, but yeah, we do get a lot of impulses to be quote unquote do good. Um, do you find experiences different between your identity experiences and the common Christian canon? If so, how do you reconcile those, or how do you feel about this? Um, um, I don't think so. We are also very in our head we are newly created. We have not been here for uh when everything went down. We were not here. So there's not a lot of differences between the Christian canon and how we feel about things, or our experiences. Um, oh, also, I would like to mention that I mentioned the hierarchy earlier, and in the hierarchy, we are the bottom tier, which are angels, which are basically like what guardian angels are, and God's messengers. That's who they are. And honestly, if I had remembered, I would have added the hierarchy to my script earlier because I found that very interesting. Um, but there are a lot of angels who do not abide by the hierarchy. I might have rambled a bit. I'm very sorry. I am I am losing my thought pattern. I don't know. I don't think that's the correct term. Rambling is what plans are for. No worries. Thank. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I'll keep talking. You guys should not be telling me these things. I'm never gonna stop talking now. As a fallen angel who didn't mean to fall, I struggle with the concept of good and evil slash bad. It's really complicated. That's really interesting, honestly. Uh, that's really interesting. I hadn't considered that if a fallen angel would struggle with that, and I probably should have, but that's actually really interesting to me. I've always thought good and evil was subjective. History is written by the victors and all that. Yeah, good and evil is very subjective, and there's always different things that can uh change. what is seen as good and evil. About to say something, but words did not come out. There's a lot of people talking in my head right now. I hate. I'm gonna evict them all. Actually, I'm the only one here. Being a commentary, yes. Some selfishness keeps people alive. Is it then evil to practice self preservation? That I hate that that is seen as selfishness, because that really is um trying your best to stay alive. And there's a lot of situations that selfishness can be, it should be the what the go to. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. But okay. The comment was a direct response to the D&D categories of good and evil. Yeah, I'm very sorry, but I'm not. I'm not a nerd. I love you, love you nerds, by the way. Um, how many angels can dance on the head of a pin? I feel like that's a reference to something, and I do not get it. I feel like I'm out of the joke. Guys, am I too old? Please. From an idiom, then uh not English first language strikes again. It's a extremely old theoretical question meant to make fun of explicitly esoteric theological debates. Oh, okay, okay. I did not. That is that. I'm so sorry. Somebody's taking from me. Come on, guys. I'm trying to do something. I hate my life. I hate this stupid backa life. Um, keep it going. Thank you. I'm trying my hardest. The kids have decided to be rowdy. And by kids, I mean the people in my head. Being in system is so funny. Why is there a giant spider next to me right now? Totally get that being in system is fun. It's something for sure. Love that. It's humble burrito. That is so real. I feel that every day and all day. Is there a kinship when you meet other angels? Is there a sense of community and common purpose? Or is it kind of like having the same color when it doesn't feel the same color where it doesn't feel all that important? Um, we feel very at home when we meet other angelkin. Um, we recently made a friend who is angelkin and we were overjoyed. Uh, it feels like um going with the work metaphor, it feels like seeing your coworker outside of work, and it's the fun coworker, and you're like, oh my god, I found you, and I don't know if that makes sense. I feel it makes sense in my head. Um, but uh, um, it is very nice to meet other angelkin or divinekin in general. It feels like at home when we do. Do you feel as an angel about how do you feel as an angel about those are divine touched and went from human to God and then back again? Would you see them any different for any humans that you help or are more akin to yourself? Um, honestly, okay, let me think. One moment. Um, okay. So, that's actually quite interesting. I have not thought of that yet. Time to make a new thought process. Um, uh, honestly, we would feel them more connected to divine beings than human if they did uh, turn from human to God. Um, uh, but they would still if they did not identify as um okay, what was I saying? If okay, okay, I have lost front. One moment. Okay. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I am here again. I am green. Uh I think I don't know. Can somebody help me? Did North answer the question or do I need to? I'm very sorry. I am back again. Okay, I will just answer it. I will just reread it and answer it. How do you feel as an angel about those who are divine touched and went from human to God and then back again? Would you see them any different from other humans that you hope or are more akin to yourself? Sorry if that was a bizarrely specific. It's the clear reality. I mean, haha. Um, we would honestly view them more like divine adjacent, probably. Um, depending on what they identified as currently. I think. Um, uh, I think it depends. It really depends on situation by situation, and but if they were human at the end of the day, we would view them more human than God. But if they believed like as in the sense of something adjacent to Godkin, if they believed they were something adjacent to that, um, I feel like it depends on the situation. I think I answered that. I correct me if I understood something wrong. Thank you. I appreciate it. You did fine. Don't worry. Okay. Okay. Being here is making me want to write an essay again about my personal BS. Do it. Do it. Always do it. Forever and always do it. Do it, and I want to see it now. Do it, do it, do it, do it, and I will support it until I die. Do it. Just right. I think we have uh 10 minutes until the end of the panel. I expected it. I expected it to go slower, honestly. All of you need to write about your personal BS right now, and I will read all of it, and I will love it, and I will eat it. Just saying, just do it. If you want to write something, do it. Do it right now. I dare you. Do it, no balls. I'm challenging you guys, so now you have to do it. Gotta as much early, but this was fun. Thank you for running it, and you did great. Thank you so much, and thank you for attending. This was very fun. I expected it to go very, very, very bad, but it did not. I was panicking over nothing. Um, oh, this might be a strange question. How do you feel about religious places, such as a church, to simplify things? Do they make you feel anything or any different? We feel very, very drawn to churches. We do not go to church, which we just don't have any time or anything, any um or easy access, because nobody we know also goes to church, and we do not want to be alone anywhere ever. But we feel very drawn to them, and it feels like seeing your home from outside, because, like, that's your house. Thank you guys for attending. This was really, really fun. Um,